At kaugnay sa MRT at iba pang usapin, mga kapanem natin si Department of Transportation and Communications Secretary June Abaya. Magandang umaga po, Secretary Abaya.
Hi, magandang umaga, Howie. Magandang umaga, Karat, sa ating mga kababayan.
Secretary Abaya, ano ba talaga yung naging desisyon kay MRT General Manager Vitangcol? Siya ba'y na-relieve lang sa post or was he removed from the service?
Actually, let me explain how it all started. No? Nung interview ako ng isang kaibigan natin sa media about MRT 3 issue. So, karamihan doon dating gawin na lumado. So, I have addressed most of them. But first time kong narinig yung alleged issue of a uncle-in-law ng being a director in a company na nag-serve as a maintenance provider mula nung October 2012 hanggang August of 2013. So sabi ko kagad kong i-check dahil first time kong narinig. Right after the interview ay tinawag ko yung members of the BAC, ano din yung mga abogado ng DOTC and relate to them. And lahat sa kanila, first time din nalaman nito. So after a quick discussion, we decided to issue isang special order at nag-assign kami ng isang OIC, mainly the administrator of LRTA, si Joy Chaneco, and we relieved GM Vitangcol of his responsibility. Later in the day, request natin na kausapin siya. Then in the afternoon, nag-decide na siyang i-submit yung kanyang resignation letter, which we received yesterday morning. And now what we intend to do is to recommend acceptance. Since GM Vitangcol is a presidential appointee, then dapat po i-accept ng ating Pangulo bago po siya tuluyang mahiwalay sa DOTC.
So Secretary Abaya, he was relieved from his post because you and other DOTC officials found out na may kamag-anak siya by affinity na nakakuha ng parang kontrata sa MRT for maintenance. So are there clear rules about that, and malinaw ba na naging pabor yun sa kamag-anak niya?
Well, una-una, at the time that sinabi, it was still alleged. We had to move fast dahil may mga yung existing contracts naka-file doon sa opisinang MRT 3. So it is to make sure that we will be able to conduct a good investigation. Nung nag-hearing kami sa Kongreso kahapon, inadmit ito ni Mr. Vitangcol na kamag-anak niya nga tiyuhin ng asawa niya. So that is established dahil inadmit niya mismo. Although ang defense o eventually magiging defense is nag-divest daw sila in time. Yan i-verify namin. Mahalaga yung petsang yan dahil sa amin dapat nangyari yan before we started procurement. There are clear laws sa ating procurement law na, in fact, I read it the other day sa IRR, may responsibilidad ng bidder na i-declare ang lahat ng kanyang relationship up to third civil degree by consanguinity or affinity, meaning by blood or marriage, to the head of the procurement agency, to the members of the BAC, and to the members of the TWG. So dapat dinideklara. Sinek namin yung record, meron silang deklarasyon na wala na compliant sila rito, walang relative, because that is a ground for disqualification. So these are the rules that we have to apply in this situation.
But could it also be possible na hindi rin alam ni General Manager Vitangcol na may kamag-anak siyang director out of siguro? There might be even more than several directors in a single company. Could he be given the benefit of the doubt in this case?
So we continue to give him the benefit of the doubt from the start. But just to relate to you his statements in Congress yesterday, sinabi niya kasi this group initially came in on a different proposal even before we talked about the maintenance contract. Nung nalaman niya raw napapasok nga sila, not on this contract but on another unsolicited proposal, sinabihan niya mag-divest. So by the time that we did this contract, he was aware that may kamag-anak siya in the company, but nakapag-divest na. That was his story in Congress yesterday.
Okay, ito naman si Congressman Toby Tiangco. He's connecting this with the Inecon issue. Ano? Ang sinasabi niya, posibleng fall guy lamang itong si Vitangcol at may pinagtatakpan ng mas malaking tao sa ahensya ninyo. May mga nagsasabi nga po na ito raw ang dahilan. Kaya agad-agad na absuelto si Vitangcol noong kainitan ng Inecon. Ano masasabi niyo po sa mga nagdududa sa inyong naging paghawak sa investigasyon noon?
Well, una-una, any congressman can come up with his speculation, his true stories, and his imagination. Every congressman can say that and can do so. At least from our end, ikwento ko lang yung unang investigasyon namin. It was an investigation dun sa extortion. Malinaw ang instructions ng ating Pangulo was DOTC handled the administrative side, DOJ, NBA handled the criminal side. Na winelcome namin para walang accusation sa amin na winightwash namin. At least the admin is clearly an internal responsibility. From that end, it was challenging talaga dahil una, walang formal complaint. The ambassador didn't do so, didn't render a formal complaint. We immediately called si Mr. Vitangcol, kagad siya nagbigay ng statement. All the rest are private individuals. As you know, wala kaming subpoena or summoning powers. So everything was all invitation. So voluntary on these private individuals kung gusto nang lumuhok sa aming investigation sa administrative side. Inimbitahan din namin si Ambassador. Si Ambassador mismo didn't want to participate and went to NBI. So mabuti na lang may isa pang private individual, si Mr. Maralit, came over, binigay yung kanyang statement. So at the end of the day, we had statements from Mr. Vitangcol, a statement from Mr. Maralit, then the rest were all documentary evidence that we had. But kulang-kulang and we didn't find any justification to file an admin case kay Mr. Vitangcol. Kagad siya nag-leave at that time para nga malaya makapag-imbestiga kami. But I think that the wisdom dictated and responsibility dictated na there's no basis to file. So we cleared him. But ito ngayon, malinaw, there's verifiable evidence, kaya namin kagad nirelieve siya as the GM of MRT.
Okay, consumer issues naman po tungkol pa rin sa MRT. Matutuloy pa rin ba ang pagtaas na pamasahe rito?
Well, dyan, wala pang decision but again, we have completed the requirements in order to implement it. Tapos na po yung public consultation but clearly walang decision pa dyan how.
Okay, airport naman. Kamakailan ay may hinimatay na isang lalaki sa NAIA Terminal 4 habang nakapila dahil sa sobrang init. Problema na rin ang matinding init sa NAIA Terminal 1 dahil sa ginagawang rehabilitation doon. Paano nyo ho tinutugunan ang mga ito? It's an aircon problem apparently.
Yeah. Well, clearly, Howie, kakatapos lang natin ng hosting ng World Economic Forum. Walang violent reactions naman dun sa delegates. I'm sure it is not as full as their foreign airports. Pero maraming ginawa dyan ang DOTC, ang MIA, ganun din ang DOF para pagtulong-tulungan nga yung ating airport ng hosting natin. At dyan po ay nag-procure ng mobile coolers, yung mga Iwata coolers. At the same time, nag-procure na po ang MIA and hopefully by August, dumating yung 3 bagong chillers ng Terminal 1 and by September, install na namin yan. And right before nung WEF, ni-request ko si GM Honrado to take temperature readings dun sa mga common areas na maraming pasero. So, he has done so and in fact, 2 days ago yata, may nabasa ko sa ating mga pahayagan na lumamig na po ang NAIA 1 and the temperatures, dapat kasi ang ideal dyan is 24 degrees centigrade. Ang readings na nakuha in various areas was as cool as 21 degrees and as warm as mga 25 degrees. So, tingin ko medyo okay na, but the real solution ay magpasok tayo at ma-install yung bagong coolers po. Sealers.
Okay, so may temporary cooling systems na in-install
Yes.
pansamantala sa airport.
Opo.
Okay, dito naman po sa yung sa usapin sa telecommunications, no, nag-utos ng ang National Telecommunications Commission na ibalik sa mga consumer ang sobrang singil sa texts mula pa noong December 2011. Pero dumulog ang mga telecommunications companies sa korte na pigilan ito. Ano na ho ba ang update kaugnay sa isyong ito?
Actually, Howie, maniwala ko hindi. Yung C ko sa DOTC Communications is a very silent C. Wala po sa amin ang NTC. NTC is in the Office of the President, and the ICTO is with COST. So, pwede kong tanungin si Commissioner Cordoba kung ano pong pangalawang hakbang niya regarding the refund of our cell phone users.
Okay, so this issue is not within your jurisdiction, in other
No,
words,
it's
the
not.
DOTC.
It's not, Howard.
Okay, thanks for that clarification, DOTC Secretary June Abaya.
Salamat, Howard. Salamat.